early on, maybe they can stop the Esmond and the Harriet from going crazy. Let's have to find out, though, if that can happen as we load up for game number 2 of Falcons and TNC.
Battle of the Skies once again, jumping into game number 2 in this best of 5. TNC, maybe surprising some, but they played one hell of a game, number 1, and now we're jumping into it. Can they even out the series here for Falcons? We'll find out. I think the draft is interesting, man. Yeah, there's some switching going on here, but we seem to see a lot of this combo now, the Badang with the Baksha.
Yeah, and we can't forget the fact that Ogwin, this is one of his signature heroes alongside his cousin all throughout Season 15. And not to mention, Kyle Teasy was one of the first players to actually pull off the Lucas jungle successfully. I remember the time he did it back in SPS where there was a stretch that he had a good time with Lucas.
Oh, quick rotation out of the EXP lane by Flap Teasy. Zyda in the red.
Now they're chasing right after Zyda. Good response there from Yawi to try and sacrifice and save Zyda.
Okay, Zyda does stay alive, but he's going to lose some ground here, too. So Kyle Teasy, a little bit of a lead, hitting that level 4 already, and we'll take some more camps. Good push, though, up top, taking advantage for 3 mark.
I mean, that's what's going to happen. I believe that was an entire team call to tell Flap Teasy, get out of the EXP lane. We'll try to find a way to balance things out with the Esmeralda later on, but just help us secure a very early kill. So that was a team, maybe it was even a coach call at the end of the draft where Trevor was telling Falcons, all right, guys, Flap Teasy, get out of the lane, just clear it up real quick, invade, go for the golem, see if you can get a kill there, and they were able to do just that.
Yeah.
They're really traveling together here, too. And I like that Ingon mentioned it earlier, you know, when the Lucas was kind of a debate how it worked in the jungle. There was very few that were able to make it work. Kyle Teasy being one of them, Demon Kite another one of them. And it's been pretty devastating, you know, especially early on. So this is going to be an objective secured already for Falcons. First turtle of the game goes in their hands.
Yeah, and there was the strong start that Rockhard mentioned a while ago that can happen if you have a Lucas jungle. And if I can recall correctly, Kyle Teasy mentioned that the reason why his Lucas actually performs well in international events is because it's harder to pull it off locally.
Oh, that's what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said. I asked the question.
All right, Kyle.
That's a little heated there, Ingon. You know?
What are you trying to say about the other region?
That came from Kyle Teasy.
Yeah,
I mean, backtrack.
We're messing with you.
Redmar, you were there. You were beside me.
Yeah, I know. We were doing the interview at the same time. Yeah. All right, so I'm interested to see how else Flap Teasy is going to be playing this game, because you're definitely not going to win the lane up against the Esmeralda as a Baksha. The best that you could do is just beat the Esmeralda in map presence, which so far he has done, well, for one big rotation. How many more times can he do that? Well, let's see. Because again, 3 more Teasy could just dance on this Baksha all day long.
I feel like this is such a great showcase of like Flap's personality. Like Baksha seems to be the hero to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And all right, old man, back in my day, when he was a rookie in Season 6, it was actually the Baksha and the EXP lane that he made a name for himself with. In the height of Bren Esports, OG Bren Esports with Kyle Teasy.
Yep. So that's the first hero he made a name for himself for?
Well, one of them. It was a interesting era for EXP laners, and unique Baksha, and even at that time there was a unique Barrett's EXP lane pickup that was so good.
I think it's funny, man. Like XP lane, I feel like has had the interesting eras.
Oh yeah.
It's got like those really just standard Eternal Battle ones, and then it's got the really exciting ones. Then you have the Bruiser ones, and then you had like where we are now, where it's like there's a lot of good picks that you can bring to a team composition, but usually, like you mentioned, sometimes it's your XP laners being kind of your roamers in a sense, you know, and the way it's working. So this is just another turtle going in the hands here of Falcons. It is a objective, though, also on the other side for TNC. They do get that turret, first one of the game down.
Yeah, so TNC rotating topside of Turtle 2. They fully understood that the weak side is the EXP lane in the lineup here of Falcons. Just broke down that tower. 3 more TZs getting items very well. He is at 3,100 gold, Flap Teasy at 2.4. So that's already a significant lead in the EXP lane at this point of the game. 5 minutes in. But yeah, that's because Flap Teasy isn't a lane duelist in this scenario. He's, again, a sub-roamer.
Yeah, his job is literally just to kind of clear things out and rotate around and go from there. And then drop his Revitalize when he has to. Part of that, too, is obviously the passive that comes with it. So I think this is, if we were looking at anything from game 1 where Yawi was so aggressive and proactive on the Kalea, he's going to have a little bit of a different time here. Hold on, bottom lane.
Shield Unity connects onto Benecute. He has to use the Zaman Force. Falling Star Moon 4-3 Martizi paired up with the real world manipulation. But still no casualties for both teams.
Yeah, got a great formation there by Falcons. And you see Flap teasing full utility right now. It's Ogwin who's going to be... It's in his hands for the setups.
Yeah.
And holding on to it. A much better game, definitely this time around by Falcons. Even though they lost the tower up top, they're equalizing it. They have a very slight gold lead. And yeah, they can just rotate well at this point compared to game number 1 where they just felt helpless.
Yeah, this one is a lot more standard, I would say, and clean, at least for Falcons, with this kind of lineup that they can play with. But as I was saying earlier, I think a big part of this is still how do they go ahead and play against what Yawi can do. Looks like 3 Mars is going to go ahead and get out of there. Didn't even need to use the flicker, so they're fine. Turtle's going to come up, though, and Falcons is in position. They really want to lock down these objectives as they continue to put pressure now on this top side turret. I'm not sure if TNC is even really in a fighting position, though. Like if you think about it, they got to let Benecute farm up as he does in the bottom lane. They might try turret for the turtle here, but that's the thing. If you think about the 4 members that they have, they really have to catch Falcons off guard or get the RWM in the right place to have Zyda come in with that damage.
Yeah, it's like the Harith has another condition for the fight, and it's the Eve.
Yeah.
It's like you got to pair those two up together really well, especially with the type of lineup that Falcons has brought to the table. I agree with that. Let's see if TNC Pro Team can eventually find that, or if when Benecute finally fulfills the second item, wait in the middle of the map. TNC is going to get caught out, but it looks like they'll be able to escape.
Oh! Phew! Catch a 3 Martizi there with the Lantern Flare. Now Kyle Teasy onto Lancey. Might be able to take him down, and he will do so successfully. Yawi again caught in the middle, up against 4. Super Marco picks up the kill.
Oh, Benny. I don't think he's not online yet enough.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we were kind of segueing in, into. Like, Benny's got his own thing he's got to do, and that's just farm up, because even if they find those moments, and let's say more members of Falcons were down, Benny just doesn't have that damage just yet on the Harith. Takes a little more time to cook there. So that's another turret that will fall. Falcons bringing the lead now just about to 3,000 gold or a little more. Yawi, he's going to pop that conceal. He's like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, he has to. Kyle TC spots out his
oh, no.
White Walk now. Even used the red re-up against 5. Yawi, where are you going to go? Where are you going to look? Who's going to get the kill? Of course, they're going to bring it to Super Marco.
Ooh, turned him into a Sky Piercer stack.
Yeah.
Well, what a punish there by Falcons. And yeah, TNC Pro Team have completely left their comfort zone from game number 1. As it seems like what works for Falcons is to just pick up beefy dudes that can just run over you. Literally what they are in real life.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. The Baksha kind of fits the flap persona, All he needs, all the Baksha needs is a skin where he can actually like flex while he's rolling around.
Yeah, I think we're just going to see a lineup full of shirtless dudes for the rest of the series for Falcons, and it just works out for them, just muscles on muscles.
Dude,
with a mage.
MPL Philippines needs to do a piece of content where they take the Onyx boys and the Falcon boys, and they have like a liftoff or something.
Oh, yeah.
And you should host it nice, too.
And I'll host it.
Yeah.
We can host it,
Yeah.
Renmar can host it. Renmar's a gym guy, too.
Yeah. How do you see the scalps?
Yeah, he's got the best calves out of everybody, dude.
That's actually true,
That's
folks.
actually true.
We are not capping.
We're not calving.
Okay, Yawi.
All right.
Yawi flickers in, already cast the ultimate, but they were prepared for it as Kyle Teasy picks up a kill, and the Lord. Benecute doing his best, but Ogwin catches him. Here comes Zyda from the back, zoning out every single member. 4 Phoenix Army down through Martizi, has to flicker out. Was able to get away, but Falcons, no casualties, plus the Lord.
It's so violent. It's a lineup jacked up on like 20 grams of creatine
each.
With a mage.
You don't have to loading phase, guys. You can just take the 5 grams a day.
TNC has no kills. After what they did to Falcons in game number 1, Falcons are just running over them right now. Pure stampede.
This is literally brute force.
Yeah, it's brute force. This is what they just called back to. This is what they were doing in Season 6. Well, not really, because Carl Teasy was playing Marksman and Assassins at the same time back then, but it's just dudes on dudes.
Yeah, and this is a pretty bad situation to be in. I mean, okay, Yawi, you'll get out of there, but man, like again, you're almost 8,000 gold behind. Shield's already popped in the mid and the bottom. The Lord is still up here, so that top turret shield's gonna go down too. And this is looking a little dire for TNC. It just feels like the fire that they had on the Phoenix from game 1 has been doused out for now.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, TNC, even Benecutie had more kills than the whole squad of Team Falcons. They took it personally. 0-9 so far, but who knows? Maybe one Hail Mary play from Yawi. One good ultimate can turn the tides for them.
Yeah.
But with the 7.5k gold lead, even if TNC manages to wipe out Falcons, they're easily going to bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, the draft philosophy of Falcons here is similar to what TNC Pro Team showed in game number 1. In game number 1, it was everything for the 1-1.
Yeah.
This lineup is everything for Super Marco. They did that in game number 1 too. It was also a Granger, but it just didn't fare out well. The TNC lineup was purely better. But here this time around, now that they have significantly more damage that can be up in your face, can throw his body, still deal a significant amount of damage in the Lucas compared to the Suyo, then yeah, you're gonna have an easier time around. I feel like this is what Falcons wanted to do in game number 1, except this time they have a much better piece in the Lucas, and they don't have to worry about the 1-1.
And the big part of this box and why he's popping up so much too is the fact that the amount of pressure that he brings, where like even if you're just rolling around and you're not actually planning to initiate, but you just kind of do that fake out jump, like that's enough to keep people from guessing or initiating themselves. And it's a way that Falcons can play, or any team rather, that takes that box. And mind you, this lets Flap, because he brought it in the XP lane, be a lot more proactive. If you think about for example, team fight participation in essence, when it's a Baksha, you're going to have a way easier time to do it than really majority of the XP laners that are available right now in the current meta. So Flap's been a big part of why Falcons has just been winning these team fights time and time again, where it also takes some of the pressure from Ogwin away, where he can be a little more kind of choosy on how he wants to initiate with this Badang. So this Lord, it's just going to go in the hands unless Yawi tries to do something.
Oh, he charges on Super Marco, but Kyle Teasy secures the Lord. Here comes the whole squad of the Phoenix Army. But the first target there is Benecutie as a Falcon clapback is there. They pick up 3 Martizzi, surrounded by 5, and instantly demolished him.
He walked into the gym without a membership. Not like that.
That's walking to the gym without your headphones. You're like, yeah, I'm going to go home.
I'm going to roll that. Oh, no, Zyda.
Oh. Wait a minute, though. Zyda got caught out again. Super Marco picks up his 6th kill. Now, Team Falcons has a 9k gold lead.
It's so violent. TNC has 0 kills. I mean, I gotta commend Yaoi for him trying to drop the portal down onto Super Marco, but he got the flicker out, dash out in time. And when the rest of TNC came in, they're right in the middle of the Juicens Lantern, and then everyone else on the side of Falcons.
Oh, that's oh man, this is. I don't know if they end it here. Do they end it here?
Yeah, they can. Ogwin flickers in. Here comes the real world manipulation though. Benecutie trying to work on Ogwin but lacks the damage. As the Lord being worked on here by TNC, Benecutie already popped his Zaman Force. And Yaoi just got bursted down by Super Marco with a Piercer of 770 stacks. Minions onto the middle lane. Kyle Teasy with unleashed the beast, and Team Falcons might be able to win this game without a single death. Kyle Teasy though. Winter Crown play, clutch a triple for Super Marco. Benecutie left, and Team Falcons with a huge bounce back.